Dr. Satnam, please wait for it. Because I can't see. I can't see you either.
Fine. Welcome again, everybody. Let us start the day. There has been some hurdles in starting the program technologically, but let's start now because we were trying to integrate three technologies together. But anyway, we need more time to have this integration. But let us start. So we have been trying to have discussion on some innovative thoughts which can be instrumental in reshaping the nation. And there is a small group, informal group of the people that now group belongs to New Era leadership. And we have been trying to identify some thoughts, some core areas which can be applied across the country and the nation can be rebuilt and the dignity of the nation can be regained. So this is the third session today, and last time we discussed about the law and order situation in the country, how the law and order should take place. So we discussed a few things. One is the zero tolerance for crimes and zero interference in the affairs of law and order authorities. Second was strong monitoring and 24 by 7 public reviews and ratings of the law and order authorities. And third was induction of auto ratings based on actions for law and order authorities and no challan submission of any case by police beyond 3 months period. Special approval from courts required for one-time extension for next 3 months. And the last one was counseling and dialogue process through expert at each police station. Today we are going to discuss about the judicial reforms. There are a few points which have been considered for the debate on judiciary. I would like to put for a few things first, then would like to take feedback and the expert views of all the speakers today. First is every case to be concluded within maximum 3 years. Early disposal of cases would attract better ratings. When we talk about conducting or performing the system with the ratings of the people in public service delivery, in that case,
meeting is being recorded.
no case should take more than 3 years time, irrespective of the significance or irrespective of the dimensions of the case. And if the judiciary and people involved try to conclude the cases before 3 years, their ratings should go up. That is one aspect. The second aspect is rating of investigating officers, prosecutors, advocates, judges based on time taken for conclusions of cases. So, as every public service delivery individual will have to go through a rating system for the service delivered by him or her, so the same will be applicable for the investigating officers, prosecutors, advocates, judges, and other people in the legal affairs. Third is all vacancies of judges to be filled on priority basis. The cases pending beyond 3 years to be concluded within 2 years. And training and orientation of people in legal profession. And cases pertaining to women assault, child and human trafficking to be concluded within 6 months. Thereafter, ways and means to be explored for providing justice rather than decisions. The present system is based on the facts and figures and proofs, and the judiciary gives decision. But this is not necessarily whether the decision is having the justice behind it or not. Next is advocates to be given fixed range of opportunities for each stage of hearing, avoiding continuous extension. This usually takes place during the cases, time and again extension opportunities are being sought by the advocates to linger on the cases. And circumstantial faults, defaults, crimes of lesser impact or significance to be dealt on the basis of one's inclination towards change. Majority of the cases to be settled within a month by calling the parties through dialogue initiated by the judges, and merger of multiple laws targeting single cause, and amendments in the judicial procedures. These are a few areas of concerns which need to be taken up in the country when we talk about reshaping the nation. And I would like the dignitaries today in the session to deliberate on this. And I would like to start with Madam Deeran from Dehradun, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sharma, and all my esteemed friends, brilliant friends, Dr. Satnamji, Divya, Dattaji, and of course, my special regards to you, Dr. Sharma. Thank you so much to give me this opportunity to voice certain issues over here on judicial reforms. I'm working since last 14 years, that is 4 decades, in the field of judicial reform, police reform, and prison reform, because these three things actually go hand in hand together. As an activist, lawyer, and advocate, whatever I have come across, the kind of situations, experiences, data, figures, and facts, I would love to share it because time is short, so I have to cover up a lot of things. I do appreciate Dr. Sharma's comments, especially that what all the basic points we need to ponder upon. The most important fact and the most crucial point and issue is in the judiciary lies is that if we want to have our judiciary healthy, functional, and justiciable too, then of course, the first and foremost important thing is that the justice is delivered in time. There shouldn't be delay because justice delayed is justice denied. That is very true, and since long time we all know that. So one is this speed of the trials has to be really taken seriously, and the second is pendency of cases in the court of laws. And third most important thing is if we talk about these two things, the speedy trials and also the quality of justice we talk, then we talk about gender issues also in the judiciary. So here comes one fact which we all need to know is that in 25 high courts all over India, there are 25 high courts and one Supreme Court. Together, if you see, we have only 19 judges per 10 lakh people. For 10 lakh people, there are only 19 judges, sitting judges. So if you see that total judges in 25 high courts, the number is 1079, and still 38% seats are lying vacant. So now already we have got very less seats comparing to the number of people, population, and the people those who seek justice and those who take refuge in the court of law. Actually, one biggest problem is this. Sometimes it depends because you are right. When you say our advocates and lawyers, they also do take dates after dates, and that also really it lingers on. The cases are not decided. Judges alone cannot bring change. Judges, they are limited judges, and that too. The biggest thing our judiciary is lacking right now, which I want to bring in light, is the gender aspect. You see, we have got only two women judges in Supreme Court out of 34 judges, only two women, which is a very low percentage. And if you see here, I would connect. It's not just about talking this judiciary. You see, the another fact which is most important to be taken into notice is before we talk about some good changes, before we talk about nation building, it's important to know that in the global United Nations Human Development Index report, we are ranking we are rating, our rank is 129th. That actually includes, this is inclusive things, inclusive factors are there, that this also is important, that what kind of justice and what quality of justice and within how much time we are able to deliver, because until or unless criminal and civil justice system do not work properly, or sometimes our people, most of the people, whenever there is a human right violation, we always say one thing, that common people, common citizens of India are losing their faith. They are losing their trust and faith. But majority of people also think, common people think, that going to court is a big headache. Going to court is waste of time. Sometimes it is necessity that we have to go to court for certain reliefs, and for in certain situations we take refuge into the court of law. But in all these, if you see, we have 718 districts in India, out of which 672 district courts are there. The question here is, do we have, when I say do we have, means the common people, common citizens of India, especially again, I would mention about gender. Do we have easy and direct access upon criminal justice system? Do we have direct access? Direct access, when I say, means do we have a facility or something, some machinery functionally working there? That is DLSs. The NLSA Act, which was in 1987, this came into practice, this came into full working. That is that we will have DLSA, TLSs and SLSs everywhere. So each and every state will have one state legal service authority, under which there would be district legal service authorities working, and then under district legal service authorities there would be taluka level legal service authorities. And this facility was provided to see to it that wherever the people are not able to reach the justice would reach to our people. And that is where we are all working. That is the most important judicial reform right now, to see to it that our peoples, our common citizens, our vulnerable section of societies, they should have easy and direct access upon criminal justice system. Now, how we are going to make it possible? Then we have shortage of total 6,000 judges. You see, in right now in India, out of which, let me tell you that this includes 5,000 judges in the lower court itself. So how we are going to fill this gap? Because this is a big gap. 672 district courts are there, if you say, the district level courts, and we still need judges. And here also, I would like to tell you that the gender aspect, when I say about vulnerable sections of society, the gender is first. My priority is always gender. And 7.9% women judges in High Court and Supreme Court are the only people where we look up to them to see to it that whenever there is the process of justice is going on, the procedure is going on, we see to it that gender justice is all inclusive. But you have seen the kind of situation that still are working is, we are still following the age-old practices during the procedure. You see the procedural ways how we work inside the court of law. how the advocates are working and presenting their cases, how judges are being trained to sit as judges and do the hearing for the people. Those practices are actually lot of things you can see is practical. If I talk about practicality of the situations in the court, which we face, I do face as an activist, lawyer, and advocate, I do face in so many cases the habit of lingering things, the habit of procrastinating things, not taking decisions in time. Now we say that why another part of people they say that if we do hurry up of cases, in that case we would lose the essence of justice. That means that we would be only considering the time part of that, but the quality of justice would go down. But what I say, if we have proper number of judges and proper number of all the seats should be filled up and proper number of public prosecutors, along with the lawyers and advocates, those who can present the case, and we also have to see that proper digitalization. Because the documentation is most important part in the journey of justice in the judiciary. When we say the documentation part, that is still is lacking. Digitalization is yet not done properly. Though Supreme Court of India is having excellent digitalization, and they have done a lots and lots of improvement, and we can see life has become very easy over there now to work at Supreme Court or to work in High Courts of India is still you still have space to breathe, but the main problem is coming in the lower courts. When I talk about these lower courts, here we have biggest problem. The the petitioners, the people, those who are the deponents, those who are there, those who are day basis, they are going to courts to seek justice. These people sometimes are really victimized. They are victimized in a way that the unprofessional ways and unethical ways of working, there has to be a monitoring system which is lacking. Now, no, not to go for data or figure here, let me mention one thing that until or unless we have certain monitoring body to see to it that the ethical quotient of the courts, the moral quotient, that is totally in the deteriorating side. So while the judges are sitting, the peshkars and the other clerical staff, they take sort of they call it suvidha shul. Some people call it nazrana. Some people say कि ये तो part and parcel of working in court है. Literally आपको अगर कोई डेट लेनी आ गई तो आपको 100 रुपीज देना है, 50 रुपीज देना है, और जजेस वहां बैठे होते हैं. They are already sitting there. No offense, please, but this is what I see in day-to-day procedures. आगे नीचे से लेकर ऊपर तक चल रहा है. तो वहां पे सामने सामने जो वहां पर पिटिशनर है या जो अपने डिफेंस में आए हुए उन सबको देना पड़ता है. सेम थिंग्स को unnecessary